expert.minecraftomega.com.
Welcome
to the first Omega podcast.
I'm Nikki08.
I'm XG Frosty.
I'm Baratheon.
I'm Scotsman.
Of course, Rastlinhunted, the host of these.
Esteemed leader.
And
That's everyone.
That's everyone.
that was everyone.
Woo! Champagne!
Party poppers.
Oh god, my room's gonna smell like party poppers.
Ah, my ears.
Yay!
Weekly Roundup. So, Frosty, what have you been up to this week in the server?
What have I been doing? Well, I've just been playing around at Spawn, just moved the statues apart a little bit, you know, give us a little more aesthetics there, aged them a little bit.
Oh, was that you who chucked the vines off of them?
Yeah.
Oh god, I was looking at
You
it.
had
I'm
like
who the hell
great
did that?
beards to the.
Yeah, just been trying to age them, just give it the... Because, you know, it's got to make it look a bit aged. Done a bit of work on the gatehouse, but I've just lost my thought, or train of thought on what I'm doing inside of it right now.
Yeah.
God,
Well, we're trying to definitely do something with the castle. I spawned that castle quite a few months ago, and it's pretty much been sitting there, unused, except for the I guess the
shops and
sponsor
stuff now.
sponsor stuff. So I opened up the castle to the admins at their discretion to pretty much do it. Yeah. So, what have you guys been doing with that castle?
Building shops.
Yeah, the shops. Pretty much.
Yeah, Scass has been working hard on the shops around the perimeters of the castle. All I've done is just a sponsor area, just to make it a little more fancy.
Oh, I haven't even seen that.
Trying to alphabetize the sponsor names so people can't, you know, so people know where they're going to go, where their chests are.
Yeah, and that was definitely the intention of the spawn castle. Make it a center. I mean, imagine a modern art MMORPG, say World of Warcraft. So definitely capital city type stuff. You know, we've got some shops going up. I use it for the sponsor reward areas.
Ugh. Sorry, I'm getting smoked out here.
You got people
me
dying
too.
in the corner and.
Yeah, we definitely need to make that more of a main hub type environment instead of a aesthetic only environment.
Oh, but for aesthetics, you know, it's up there.
Yeah, no, I know.
It looks
Although
great.
the original builder could have really made it a bit, you know, bit easier to work with.
Well, honestly,
Yeah,
I took that from a schematic site and I pasted it into the world. The original builder had the intent of making it aesthetically pleasing from the outside, and then we pretty much took his schematic and made it. We're slowly transitioning it into a functional internal structure. The internals were lacking. I added some stuff to it when I initially pasted it, and you guys have pretty much taken it from there. So, you know.
Nice.
I remember just a week ago or so, the outside walls would be a straight drop into water, and we've put in floors, and now there's shops on top of those floors. So it's definitely a big change from what it was.
It is. We have windows now too, which is a big
Yeah.
Windows, everyone, windows.
Yeah, and honestly, to actually fit it into the game world, I had to. I'm pretty sure everybody has noticed that I've when I initially placed it, I world edited the surrounding site, and as people have noted, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I did try to clean it up a little bit. I didn't add a forest to kind of like smooth over The forest would some sort of forest probably would be relevant to hide the rough terrain around, but I had to put us down probably about 30 blocks to
Actually, also you can use the Saphir or the brush Saphir command, and if you just chop away at it a bit and then smooth it over, it'll look more natural than just the lines going across.
Have you looked at it lately?
I definitely did the world edits.
Yeah.
But we definitely have some granular work to do on that, so to make it a little bit smoother. So.
Oops. There we go.
I kind of modified that wall now. It doesn't exist as just a plain stone wall anymore.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that. That's quite nice looking there. Is it just? It's just going to be the copy paste of the admins?
I think what is actually that teleport hub thing. It needs to be bigger, like to
it does.
fit more
We need more
in
space
because like people have been asking, but there's no space there to put anything. So yeah, that's something that someone could work on.
No, it's in my town. I can go ahead and expand it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is you gotta focus on the player experience. You know, you got a new player coming in, spawning into the castle, and they're either going to take a right and tour the castle, which is obviously a no player zone. They just tour it and check it out. We've slowly added these shop areas. I'd like to have the castle have some sponsor-only zones, give them some, based on, you know, all the current sponsors have a current zone. They can do whatever they want to with it, but we have a shop area also, which kind of gives them some space. But also, new players take a left, and they head out to the wilderness, so we need to give them a good
something from
area.
there, yeah. And the tutorial signs, it's good, but not many people know how to use the warp like straight away as they jump in the game. But I'll be doing like tutorial videos in a bit, probably like this weekend.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the thing with our server is we have a lot of plugins. Obviously, we have Townie, we have an economy, we have. I mean, if any of our ops, let's just say right now I do a /help in game. Let me just do that right now.
That's like 32
pages. 30 pages of help. I mean, we have tons of plugins in this game, so we need to have some sort of a structured help system.
Yeah.
Where that's the biggest problem, that new players come in, they see the big castle. When Citizens was working, they might see Notch sitting there yelling at them, but we need something to actually guide them through what we offer that other servers possibly don't. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's been, you know, how our hardware going on the Omega? How's the hardware looking with stress testing and all that?
Oh, hardware's looking great. The biggest problem, honestly, and I don't want to sound like I'm giving a sales pitch or anything, but the hardware is looking great. I mean, we're running on I run a tier 2, which there's 4 tiers of data centers in the world. I run a tier 2 data center server, which is a 8-core. It's an E1230 Xeon, which is an 8-core system running at 3.3 gigahertz. We have 16 gigs of RAM. We have more than enough storage space. Let me pull up this thing. So we're on a 100 by 100 network connection. So as far as resources, I mean, we're definitely not running this out of anybody's basement, and that's what a lot of players fail to understand. A lot of players have other possible friends that run this out of possibly their own connections and everything. I mean, this is a professional setup. I mean, this is what I honestly do for a living. So the bottleneck that we commonly run into is the software side, where we run Bucket for our core server setup, and Bucket is a third party. This is not a a Minecraft developed server. This is a Bucket, and you can go to bucket.org and look at all their stuff. And then we add all the plugins into that are Bucket compatible. I've run some stuff. We're running Hawkeye, which basically records everything that we do, and that's pretty intensive, but that's necessary to keep all the bad stuff out. As far as anybody doing anything, we can.
Well, I was more or less going to thinking about you have players spawn at a different location, and then at the end of that spawn, they right-click the middle of the tic-tac-toe, and all of a sudden, bang, they're here in this spawn area, sort of thing.
Right. We have so many spawn areas out there.
Yeah.
We've got about 5 layers in that castle, in the center of the castle, that aren't being used for anything at the moment. So.
Oh, really? 5 Holy shit.
There are a ton of them. I put floors in, cleaned it all up, but we don't have anything in it.
We've got another portal at the very top, but that takes up very little space.
Well, I'm back now, and I definitely agree with the concept of centralizing some core components there. Definitely the tutorial. The castle has a lot of areas that are constantly unused, and we need to move away from that point and use them. So.
Well, I was thinking about using 3 floors for the sponsors area, the chests, just for the alphabeticalizing it. So I've got the middle floor that's done. Just got the lower and an upper floor. If that's all right by you guys, anyway,
Yeah, I've been pushing for a while to use the castle for more than a simple hey, how you doing? This is a cool concept type walkthrough. So we have a lot of really undeveloped areas where we could use for sponsor areas. Maybe develop those into sponsor plots. Tutorial areas. Honestly, think of large-scale MMORPG type environments, capital city in, say, World of Warcraft, and apply those to our I'll honestly apply those to what we're doing. So yeah.
So what's the average cost of a server anyway? Cheapest.
$204 a month is what I pay for our server, and that's and we are covering. We have enough sponsors, and that server also. That actual server is my parent company. What I mainly run is hypersonicsservers.com. So the majority of that goes toward Omega, which is what we're podcasting on here. But that also, I do dedicated virtual dedicated servers, VDSs, VPSs, if you've heard of that, virtual private servers. I can give you whatever OS you want and at the price. If you go to hypersonicsservers.com and look at the price list, mainly people. I have 3 other Minecraft servers hosted off of our box, but the majority of our resources obviously go toward Omega. And the cool thing about it is I've been doing system engineering for 10 years, so we never run out of resources. It's limited to what the code lets us do. Okay. So, definitely not a money-making adventure, but I try to optimize us as much as possible. So, we've gone quite a few months where I'm covering some cost, and we've had enough sponsors and enough hosting customers now at least for the last month, to actually put us in the black, which means that we are actually not costing Wrestling any money out of pocket, which is good. But I just do this because I enjoy it, and I mean, if it costs me $30-$50 a month, I'll do it. I'd like to have it pay for itself, which it's doing this month finally, which is a good thing. Actually, it's paying for more, which is actually back paying the couple past months that I paid out to it. But yeah, we're doing good. I mean, we're definitely sustaining. We're not going anywhere. So.
Well, I've just pulled up your website here. So players just contact you directly at rastlinhunted@gmail.com, correct?
Yeah. And that email address is on hypersonic-servers.com. It's an easier site to get to if you want to get my email address. So.
Okay, so I'll put that in the description below. So.
Yeah. I definitely need. I mean, honestly, I offer competitive prices comparable to Redstone hosting and some other Minecraft server hosting sites. Which, I mean, these are the main server hosting sites. I mean, the Beast Node, all that, and I compare my pricing to them. I also offer forums, TeamSpeak to all my separate Minecraft hosting customers. If you want to start a server, it's $20 a month, and you get the server. I mean, you get your own server, you get TeamSpeak, you get your own forums. I give you a couple tickets that you can open with me that I help you install plugins. I mean, I literally set up a server for you. I need, honestly, a marketing person to help me market this, because I have matched the offerings of leading competitors, and I'm just not a marketing person. I'm a technical person. So,
well, guys, if you're good at marketing, you know who to contact now, and you need a job, I'm pretty sure Rayson can hook you up.
Yeah. I've got resources. I can do it at a cost, and yeah, definitely.
So, anyone got any suggestions for plugins, etc., etc.?
You and I were talking a while ago about an auction house plugin, maybe in the future.
Yeah, I think that was really cool. Yeah,
that would be nice.
It's a really good idea. I mean, there's a lot of space, even if we wanted to build like an auction house, just to like stick
Hopefully
NPCs or something.
Not a chat version auction.
Well,
yeah,
no, it's actually a really cool concept. It's on Bucket Mature at this point, so it's either mature or release. But it's a cool third-party plugin which actually lets players. If you are familiar with WoW auction house type environments at all, and it actually expands upon that and gives a web interface. And I mean, we have that established on the server anyway, mainly for admins. But we can give them a web interface. So you walk up to a auction house and you drop, say, 100 diamonds on the auction house, and you give them a username and password, and you go, and then you have a web interface where other players can go and basically, interact with that. So it's actually a traditional MMORPG type auction house with a web interface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What was it, ages ago? There's a plugin going around where it actually changed the stock markets. It changed the price as players are buying or selling. So I thought that was a clever idea to have as a plugin. But I just can't find it right now in the bucket.
Yeah, that would really replace. I've seen that before, and I thought that was a pretty cool idea. that would replace what we're currently doing for our pricing on the static side, setting the prices. That's more of a admin decision, honestly. So you guys let me know what you want to do. So.
Yeah, well, I know players would say, would like to have, set prices rather than rather than randomized sort of thing, or tax, or the stock market like settings. But then players would say, but that's now too expensive, yada yada yada. So we've got to work out a balance between players wanting balanced prices or players just wanting, cheap prices, but get all of their money back when they sell again. Or do you know what I mean, or not?
Well, yeah, it's a constant struggle to keep the economy in balance. So.
Well, is there a plugin where we can stop people from spamming the chat? Where we had the whole heap of bots just going in, spamming those 2 words.
Yeah, and I don't want to monopolize this again, but yeah, no cheat actually has a anti-spam feature in it. The problem with, and we've only experienced this the last 24 hours. We and I've looked at the logs, and we've had a DDoS based on a botnet, and we have about 90 unique accounts joining on this botnet, and we do limit, I think it's 3 messages per account every 5 seconds. The problem when you have 90 accounts joining is that you have 270 messages every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, even mods that are in game at the current time, they can even if they know the command to look up the IP based on a player, I've reviewed the logs, and we're actually talking about a DDoS, which is a botnet attack based on multiple IPs. I mean, every account is coming from a different connection. So Nikki and I got together. I sent you the information. I kind of gave you the criteria. I gave you pretty much a project homework assignment on how to sort and filter those, and you gave those back to me, and I added those to the ban filter. I mean, we just have script kiddies out there that are buying, for whatever reason, they're spending money and buying these botnets and throwing them at our server, which I guess that's in a way that's a thanks for spending the time on us, and we're just going to ban you, but I guess we're getting that popular that we are establishing some enemies. I don't know. It happens. So.
It's probably one of those previous banned guys.
Yeah, and it doesn't take any skill at all to go out and purchase a botnet. I've seen the scripting at work. You literally point towards the server, and your little script engine that you download controls the botnet. You have no skill at all. So I'll go in there and I'll look at the logs and I'll filter us out, and I'll have the admins do some work if I feel that. I mean, obviously I can do it, but I feel that, like Nicky today did his thing with the sort and filter and gave me a good unique range to block, and I blocked those players, and we'll go from there. It's just the nature of the game,
Yeah, you can't really get around that if your server becomes popular at all.
I mean, we had one of those when we first kicked off, and I haven't seen any of those since. And then we had, 2 in the last 24 hours? So
yeah.
Okay, going by the forums, Explosive Potatoes requested Super Forge. What this does is, it seems like you put lava in the furnace, and instead of lasting longer, it does it a lot quicker. Going by the plugin request on the forums.
Yeah. I don't know. it's a bit iffy on that one because
Yeah.
it means players got to handle the lava, but then some will do it by coal and then complain.
It's like putting in a lava bucket, and lava buckets will usually last a lot longer. But what this does, it will just cook it a lot quicker. Like cooking a whole stack of pork chop, you can do it a lot quicker than if you put like heap of coal in. I think that's the general idea of the plugins.
Well, yeah. It's not one of those plugins that's really.
I don't think I really would want it because that really ruins the actual game itself. Because the coals and stuff are set up so it does it in that certain time limit, which isn't that long at all anyway.
Any thoughts on that, Nikki?
Well, I wouldn't say it like technically ruins the game because like the sense of the game is kind of ruined by the idea of the multiplayer. Because it's supposed to be you braving the elements of creepers by yourself.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It could be a good idea, but
that way.
Okay. So the owner is it's 6,503.
Yeah.
The hell's up with this? Okay. And
So-
he is the one who will guide this hobbit town to full.
Well, we'll see how he goes. We'll see how he goes.
if he does it right, it should look nice as a hobbit town. I expect a lot of just basically holes in the ground with beds.
Yeah.
Holes with beds.
If we morph into a Lord of the Rings themed server, I will be ecstatic.
We should just get a
Again, I honestly step back and provide you guys with the infrastructure to let you do what you want to do. But if that happens, that would be amazing. Lord of the Rings, yes.
So it's a Lord of the Rings theme from the owner.
Which honestly is at the core a RPG type, Anyway, so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't mind seeing an Isengard pop up here or there.
you shall not pass.
Well, I know we had a little discussion ages ago about Imperial and the Rebellion Alliance. We had
Star Wars on top of Lord of the Rings, yeah, okay.
I think we can make this work. Star Wars and
We
Lord
can
of
make
the Rings.
it work, yeah.
We could get Lord of the Rings and just chuck in some massive spaceships and
Star Destroyer here.
Maybe Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars, just divide the map in two.
I just watched just to complete the circle of nerd. I just
Yeah.
watched the Trek episode where they had the tachyon net last night. Have the Eat Shall Not Pass with the Death Star coming through a tachyon net of Star Trek, Federation, So, make it happen. Yeah,
And I'm just going to go build a massive sonic screwdriver right now, so I'll be back.
Well, the main towns I could see going to do those would be Exodia, Pandora, or however you pronounce that, Demetria, whatever. Yeah, they're probably the three towns that could possibly do it. Trolza, I wouldn't really. Ooh.
I totally think Arcania could do it.
Trolls are almost collapsed the other day. They had literally no money in their bank. So I'm really surprised that they're still going.
Yeah, they had some pull out all their money. I've got to.
Shit.
Which I'm surprised that we don't have towns that have money because, literally one person in each town that votes one time a day is 10,000, credits.
Yeah. Yeah, but most of the towns that are dropping, Maverickville with $500 in their bank, people like them, they're I don't know how they got down to that unless they haven't been on for a few days or something, or weeks and months.
Well,
but,
yeah. Out of roughly 71 towns, only 16 of them are charging tax.
Oh, God.
So that's another issue there. No players actually charging anyone tax.
I wouldn't, but I got enough money to.
The towns, they're not charging taxes because they want to attract more people so that they can make a bigger town and whatnot.
Yeah,
But I don't like that type of stuff anyway. I don't like the towns that just add everyone, because then it just, I think it like makes it like, I like to stick to the theme or something, and you can't do that once you just start adding anyone. It really goes out the door.
Well, just to be clear, the townie protections, I definitely want to keep those available for every player. I mean, first-time player, hour one, logging into the server, should be able to go out and craft a building that's their own, and townie protect it. Mm-hmm. And it's called a hobbit for a reason, a hamlet for a reason. But yet it's their protection, because griefing is rampant. We are a non-whitelist server, and for a reason, because I don't want to deal with a whitelist, and I think there's enough protections in place with plugins that we don't need a whitelist. Hence Townie. On the opposite side of that, these larger entities, if we need to readdress prices at the town level or the nation level, I know we did that before, and we dropped from we had 10 nations and 10 kings on the server down to 2 nations. If we need to readdress that, we'll start a thread and start hashing that out, and we'll definitely do that. So we need to strike a balance. It's a constant evolving thing. I think we've balanced the economy in game
quite a
more
bit
so than we've had before. It's a constantly evolving thing, so definitely start a thread, let's start a discussion, and if we need to adjust that, if we need to take nations down from 15k a day down to 10k or 5k, I don't want to see 20 nations, 10 nations. We've got 2 right now, which
Pumpkin Empire and United Nations, is it?
Yeah, and we have 2 kings on a server that has, during peak time, maybe 40, 45 players. We've had 2,000 unique players on the server, according to my stats.
It'd be a lot more than that. It would be a lot more.
Yeah.
It may have just collapsed and crashed the play count. So. Yeah.
Well, I can see the unique players who have logged into the server over the course of the latest hosting, which is September or October 2011 through now, which is February 24th. About 2,000 unique accounts have joined the server, and we've had maybe 45 max during peak
without
times.
bots. That is.
Well, yeah, we're not counting those idiots. Which brings up another point. We need to focus on retention. The fact that we've had 2,000 people join the server and leave, and that during peak times we only have 45 players, we need to focus on retention. What does that mean to us? I need you guys as admins and mods to tell me, and to really focus on the in-game stuff where...
I think the spawn, as a start, you really need to know. They need to know what's happening in the server, because as soon as people join and everyone's saying welcome and stuff, it's okay, where do I go from here? Because as the Mimo made the tutorials, didn't he? That it's a good idea, but not everyone's gonna know how to use that warp straight away, and they won't see it straight away if it's hiding in the corner type of thing. You need some way of.
Is there a reason why they aren't spawning the first time they come on the server in the tutorial?
In the tutorial, yeah. It's a good idea. Very good.
Is it possible to have 2 different spawns? One for if you've never been on the server, you spawn in that tutorial, and then if you have, you spawn at the castle.
I've had that on other servers, so yes.
Yeah, that is possible.
I think that would be a great idea.
I believe that's a separate plugin from Essentials home. We can make that happen, though. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do a first-time spawn versus a /spawn on existing players.
Yeah.
Points. Yeah.
Because then they would have absolutely no idea or no way to say, "Oh, I didn't know the rules," because they ran right through it.
Well, not so much the rules. I mean, rules are definitely important. I mean, we don't want people joining and saying, "Oh, I didn't know I couldn't
blow up the spawn."
I didn't know I couldn't draw giant penises in the middle of the world and swastikas with stuff coming out of the. Yeah, I've seen the forum post. But on the same respect, that we want to like teach them how to do like townie and the economy and. This is what we offer because this is a game and you guys need to know what we offer. So yeah, I mean there's a couple plugins and we can look at them and I'll definitely put them on there. So first spawn puts them in a tutorial. Now we need a really good tutorial.
Yeah, we can definitely improve on that. In all honesty, I half-assed that. I won't lie. I just kind of throw it together and. I don't know, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I've seen some good tutorials on other servers.
There is the type of ones how you go through all the questions, and then at the end you have to like select which door to go in to get out. That just makes it prove that you know what you're talking about in a way. Some people don't like it, but it does work as a tutorial thing. But
Well, I've thought about this. Give them some sort of incentive to do the tutorial. Like, okay, so let's say player A spawns. They spawn in the new player section. They do the tutorial. If they want to opt out of that and spawn over here and start building, whatever. But, okay, let's give them 10,000 whatever gold.
Yeah, but can you do that? Like, if you leave an area, you get money type of thing?
Once you complete an area, I don't know. We can investigate the plugins that are exist. You hit a trigger, you get a set amount of gold. That shouldn't be hard as a plugin.
Yeah.
Like,
iron instead. A nice set to begin with. I think that'd be more useful to them than a handful of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if Citizens comes back online, because apparently they screwed up. That gives us questing triggers, and questing is so. I mean, the Citizens plugin gives us so much to do as far as an MMORPG type environment that we haven't leveraged.
At all.
I'm mixed because on one hand we should have really been using that because I want this to be an RPG type thing to set us apart from. I mean, honestly, if we have this type of environment and a Citizens and other plugins, I mean, we're literally building our own MMORPG. But on the other hand, every time something updates, it breaks.
Yeah.
So
it's really Minecraft
right now
keeps up things
because it broke. So
you can't really have Citizens going for more than a week without it breaking. And it's always been like that.
Which in the near future, it's always been like that because we just hit retail. We're on 1.1 right now, so we expect the third parties to update. And I'm not a developer. I don't sit here and code certain plugins for the server. I implement what others have coded, just as 99.9% of the servers do. And, I'm pretty much at the mercy of the developers, honestly. So, whenever it's compatible with what we're at, we'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Assuming it's not ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I even put certain ridiculous things in there, like my wolf. People like little pet wolves.
It's
What is
popular.
my wolf? Little things
little pet wolves. You can do /wolf and get your little pet wolf that has inventory and even XP, I think, and you can level it and
That's pretty cool. I never
Have
knew
I been
that.
doing this the sucker way of going into tundra and just taming a wolf then?
Yeah.
Well, I think it enhances that feature. I don't know. I mean,
It does, actually. Yeah, it enhances it. They get extra taming experience in MCMMO as well.
Oh. I
There you
see.
go.
yeah.
I've never
Of
used
course-
that plugin at all.
Yeah, learn something new every day.
Yeah. The whole point of this podcast.
Well, that's right there. If we have a team of admins who are like, "Oh my God, I didn't know this existed," then what the hell are players doing? That comes back full circle to our tutorial. We need to get that up and running.
I'll be doing videos in like actual YouTube for the channel on all the tutorials on like sponsoring and whatnot. Probably this weekend, so it'll be in the next. They'll probably be out by like Tuesday or something. After I edit all this up and do it all, so that's one way. And then we've got to have something in game that they can just read or something like that. But something that hopefully they can't just run through and not look at and just continue with the game, because that's what I find, like tutorials are meant to be read but no one reads them because they can just run through them. So we need to figure out some way of doing that.
I think the trigger reward type tutorials are the best, because if you don't do it, you don't get the reward.
Yeah.
So, Citizens, again, helps you with a lot of that. I will try to get Citizens back online as quickly as possible based on the development of that plugin.
Actually, something really simple you could do, but I'm not sure if it would work, is if they read every sign, it's just a disable kit tools, but have enable the kit tool signs. But I'm not sure if that would actually work with. They have to they have to read it to get the thing at the end, and that I don't think it would work with that.
I've disabled all kit tools. The only kits I've ever used on this latest revision is Santa. During Christmas, I gave everybody gold armor and milk and cookies. Well, apparently last night we had about 80 players join and throw milk and cookies all over the server. So no more kit tools. So yeah.
Yeah, some players were a bit disappointed not having the Santa and asking, "Oh, why don't we have Santa now? Why don't we have Santa?"
It's freaking almost March, that's why.
The time.
Did it only get disabled last night?
I mean, honestly, just because I have my lights outside on my house still, and I haven't taken them down yet because I'm lazy, doesn't mean the server should still have the command. That's a lot easier than me getting up on a ladder and taking my lights down.
Well, I've still got my Christmas decorations up in my room.
If I can put up Christmas lights before Thanksgiving, we should have the Kid Santa in there until next Thanksgiving.
Hey, honestly, the only reason I took it down is because we had the spam last night. So I mean, it's like almost March, seriously, and we had Kid Santa still. So.
I just didn't put up decorations for Christmas. It's so much easier.
Maybe next year I won't put them up, so I don't have to take them down, because I've got to take them down. So.
Sorry guys, no Christmas this year.
Yeah. Half Christmas.
So apart from that, all our plugins are up to date. We're all cruising. I mean, haven't had any real major problems.
No, I try to keep all of our plugins up to date. Definitely Bucket up to date. All of our secondary plugins up to date. We haven't done a lot of plugin expanding lately, which I need to get back on top of. Any sort of plugin suggestions I will definitely take under consideration. I see one here, it's called Treasure Hunt, where it randomly spawns a nice little treasure around the world, and it prompts the world to go find it. Just anything to enhance the player experience. That's This is a game. That's what it's about. New players coming in, existing players needing to do something more than other servers provide. Just let me know, and as long as it's supported in our current environment, we'll do it. So.
Yeah. Well, we seem to have a nice mixture of plugins. Players know what the plugins are about. Most of them, anyway. So there hasn't been any real, can you add this? Can you add that? Sort of deal going on. I mean, most players are quite happy with the plugins we have right now. But yeah, as you said, if players do want to make a suggestion for more plugins, they're welcome to do it.
Yeah, the biggest thing I see is that, we've got a lot of younger players. We've got a lot of, less than technology relevant players. So when we post it, we're obviously going to post it on YouTube, which everybody knows how to use. But not everybody knows how to use it. I mean, we've probably got some players who don't even know how to use forums. So,
we've got some players who. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, don't ban me. Sorry for interrupting you. So we've got some players whose parents won't let them use.
I'd like to say thank you to the following sponsors who keep Minecraft Omega alive.
So who's our most recent sponsor right now, anyway?
Let me pull that up.
I mean, it'll be nice to see you,
But do the recent 5.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
All right. So let me pull that up. We actually have a unnamed sponsor. We have a sponsor who actually sponsored us yesterday, who on Google Checkout, who never gave me his name. So, I don't know. Alexander, hold on, let me pull up his Alexa Cridge at yahoo.com. I don't have an in-game name for that person, so I've emailed them and they've never responded. We have a more cowbell, which I highly admire for the name. So we definitely need more cowbell. We also have SparkCat2 as a PayPal, and we have also 2 other PayPals. We have JV Johnson, and Kitani.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and we have a couple others with Ace201X, Bronson. Thank you, sir, who backed out of the chat last minute right after being promoted to admin. For various quote-unquote family reasons. Socially awkward penguin. Chavo Galez. And I can go on and on. I mean, we have a good sponsor base. We are definitely covering the cost of hosting, and just to clarify, hosting is costing us $204 a month, and that is because we are leasing a very, very large server. Because this is a quite intensive application to host, and to let's see here, and Minecraft Omega also hosts
industrial buildcraft or
we have industrial craft server online. Which is also Buildcraft, it's combined, and we also offer hosting for other servers. If anybody listening wants to host a Minecraft server of their own, we also host servers. I can either host you off of hypersonicsservers.com if you want to visit that and get the pricing. www.hypersonicsservers.com. Or, and once you get that, Huh?
Self-promoting?
Hell yes, I'm self-promoting. This is what keeps us alive.
No shame in self-promoting.
Hey, this is what keeps us alive. This is what we're all about. I mean, the part of the server costs that we cover are separate VDSs